Today, we are in Seattle, Washington, and we're going to try out a brewery called Old Stove Brewery. So please come along with us as we check out the space, try a few of their beers, and also taste some of their food and see if this is a spot that you should give a visit. Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're in Seattle checking out a brewery called Old Stove Brewing Company. And it was opened in 2016 in Pike Place Market, and then it moved to the Market Front in 2017. And the founders were Chris Moore and Brian Stan. Now, what are people saying about this brewery? Well, it has really good reviews on Yelp, 4.3 stars out of 1,222, and then on Google 4.5 out of 4,283. However, we've arrived here, so let's check out and see for ourselves about those reviews. So I have to say, this first beer, I'm really disappointed with it. I had high expectations, especially with guava in the name. I expected a little bit of a tropical pop. Now, I didn't want it to be over sweet and over fruity. However, I did expect to taste the guava, and unfortunately, I just couldn't taste it. And then I gave it to my wife, and she couldn't taste it either. And I kind of have a pet peeve with that. While I don't like over fruited beers, or beers that are so fruity that they don't even taste like beer, if you do say there's a fruit in the beer, I want to at least get a little bit of a taste of it, and neither of us could taste any guava at all. Now, I did enjoy this beer. It was a hazy, it had some nice good tropical notes. I really enjoyed it, and so did my wife. In fact, this was her favorite beer of all the ones we tasted, and I have to say it was mine as well. So a really solid hazy IPA. Didn't blow me away, but I did enjoy it. Now this beer tasted like it was a cross between an East Coast and a West Coast IPA, and it was good. Didn't blow me away, but it was decent. Definitely didn't live up to its name of Jesus brewing it, but it was all right. So I found this double IPA to be good. It really drank smooth for double IPA, at least I found that to be so. However, I have to say that while it was good, of all the beers that I've drunk so far, both of us still found the hazy IPA, the No One Knows Hazy, to be our favorite so far. So this was the only stout I tried from them, and the Hellhawk had cacao nibs, vanilla beans, and toasted coconut. In fact, they said on the site, loads of toasted coconut. And I found it to be good. It was less sweet than I expected, especially for a more pastry style stout with all those additives. However, I did enjoy it. Now, for the cider. Now, this cider, I don't believe it's made by them, and we found it to be a bit on the tart side, a bit too much so. It wasn't balanced, in our opinion, and both me and my wife agreed on this. So our two favorites ended up being the hazy and the stout here, in that order. And then we also tried some food, and it was okay. It would look good on paper, but execution could have been better. Then our third favorite was probably that double IPA, and the rest just fell in behind it from there. So as we head out, what are my final thoughts on this spot? Well, the pros are, first, the menu. They had a lot of different options, especially options for those who didn't drink beer. They had a cocktail list, so that was good. Then I think the biggest plus was the actual place, the location. It was beautiful. If you were able to snag a seat outside, that view was just incredible. And then finally, the service was good. So those are the positives. Now, as for the negatives, I think the first one is the beer. It was average at best. Even the ones that were my favorite, you had the hazy and the stout. The hazy I might have again if I ever came back here, but I don't think I'd have the stout again. Even the hazy, I wouldn't buy it to take home or buy it at the store. And I don't think I'd have the stout again at all. Even though it was good, I enjoyed it at the time. There's just too many other good stouts to choose from. And likewise, there are just too many good hazies to choose from to buy that and take it home with me. Now, how about the food? Well, the food also was kind of underwhelming. While it looked good on the menu, to be honest, in execution, it wasn't that good. The pizza was a bit undercooked. Now, I will say this. We only had that pizza. We did not have any of the burgers, any of the sandwiches. And from the reviews, they say some of those are good. So it's possible that the food is actually good. But what we tried, we were underwhelmed by. Now, I just want to be clear. This is just our opinion. There's many different varieties of beer and many different tastes in beer. And as you saw from the reviews, many people might disagree with us on this, but this was just our thoughts on what we tried at this brewery. So overall, if I was a local, would I visit this place? Would I be a regular here? Well, no. I might swing in if I was in the area, but generally this wouldn't be a spot I would visit. Now, if I was a tourist like I am, visiting, would I come back here? Is this a spot as a tourist I would recommend? And I would say maybe. The view is beautiful, and if you can get a seat outside, grab one beer. But overall, I wouldn't go out of your way to come here. And oftentimes, the outside is very crowded. This one trip, they weren't because it was so hot outside. The sun was so bright that you could get seats, but you would bake out there. But generally, when the weather is good, it's very crowded and very difficult to get a seat out there. And if you can't sit outside, I would give this place a pass. Well, those are my final thoughts on Old Stove Brewery. Please let me know what you think, or if you have any questions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please click like and subscribe. And most importantly, always drink responsibly. Thank you for watching, and please join us again on Boozy Explorers.